What's up, YouTube? Well, it's your boy Lucha Lucha, aka Matthew J. Brownlee, and I'm back with another Smack Talk review thing. I'm a jigger. Doing SmackDown today. As always, handy dandy notebook. It's on this side. I'm gonna do my points because I didn't watch SmackDown because of course I didn't. You had to work. Your boy had to work. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share, all that good stuff in the book. And we're going to get into it. First, before I get into it, we're going to say rest in peace to New Jack. I think his name is Jermaine something. I know it's Jermaine something. But New Jack passed away. He passed away of not a drug overdose, a heart attack. He had a heart attack. And he was in ECW. He was in Smoky Mountain Wrestling. Jerome Young, that's what it is. I know him from he was in ECW. He was tag team champions in ECW. He was in Smoky Mountain Wrestling. He did some stuff in WWE. He's known for like hardcore, gory type stuff, jumping off of things. You thought people were crazy jumping off of things. He would jump off of like tall story buildings and like throw people off the buildings. He had his promo, did this one promo in Smoky Mountain about it was like a racial type thing. Him and his group was like I think it was called the Gangsters or something like that. African American group. And he pretty much did this promo about how much the whites was out to get him, and he didn't care about no whites, and what different things meant to him, and stuff like that. And then he gave a shout out, to O.J. Simpson at the end. It was great. If you haven't seen it, you can just go watch it. It was fantastic. He was a character in ECW. He was a colorful character throughout his whole life. He has a dark side of the ring out, and check it out. He's fantastic. So rest in peace to him, and Godspeed for him, his family, and all of them. So we're gonna get into this show, and of course there's gonna just be a few points from the lower end to the higher up end. I guess the lower end is I don't even want to really say the mid-card division. It's just like, well, I guess it is mid-card division. It's a little feud between Nakamura and Corbin. Apparently, I'm assuming that it's going to be over the King Crown. I guess Baron Corbin might be getting out of the King gimmick and probably getting to do something else. They had a match. Corbin pretty much said that he was, that Nakamura isn't the king of anything, and they had the match, and then decent match, and then Corbin at the end, he does the thing where he does his he'll run and the move, and he'll slide on the thing, and he'll clothesline you. He did that, but then Nakamura caught him in a nice armbar thing, and then he tried to powerbomb him, but he ended up just pinning him. He got the win, and he threw him out, and he went to celebrate, and then he got kicked in the face, hit him with the Kinshasa, and then he was doing that. He was like, he was doing the weird, cool stuff, and then he put it on his head. He was like, "Oh, I'm king now," and then he looked in the mirror, and was like, "Yeah, I look good." So I'm assuming they're gonna feud over that the crown. Shinsuke Nakamura is the king of strong style, so maybe he might have his old gimmick from New Japan where he has the cape and he's cool Shinsuke again. So hopefully that's a thing, and they take Corbin out of his king gimmick and then just do something else with him. But I liked it. I like Corbin, but Shinsuke Nakamura, get my man's back at the top where he belongs because he's the best. Next up, I guess the tag division. The tag division is good stuff. Well, I guess I'll talk about that a little later. I guess we could get into the actual Intercontinental Championship portion of the mid-card division. Kind of, sort of, a little bit what happened last week. They just there was just a whole bunch of talking, and then there was fighting. That's what they've been pretty much doing throughout the whole feud. and they're gonna have a match next week, pretty much. The Intercontinental Champion, Apollo Crews, he was out there. King Azim was standing on top of like a like a like one of those like one of those things, like when you have the places, like the first, second, third place, like a pedestal or something like that. And he pretty much said that there were like all these heathens, losers, was trying to take his Intercontinental Championship, but he pretty much was like, because of King Azim, make sure that it's not it, so he's gonna crown him or declare him like a medal of honor for helping him and whatever like that. And then Big E gets on like backstage, and he pretty much was like, "Man, you having my Intercontinental Championship is like the biggest travesty since Macklemore won Best Rap Album of the Year," which was hilarious. And then Sami Zayn interrupted him, said, and pretty much was like, "Don't you hate it when people interrupt you, especially like a good ceremony like yours?" And he pretty much said, "Hey, you got my Intercontinental Championship, and I like you, but you got my title, and we got some stuff to deal with." And then Kevin Owens comes out, he just starts beating up Sami Zayn, and then they gang up on him, and then Big E comes up, and he's like, I'm gonna beat y'all up. And then Kevin Owens super kicks Big E, and then he super kicks Apollo, because King Azim tried to do the spike thing on Big E, but he was like, nah. He got out the way, he tossed him out, and then Sammy beat up Kevin Owens, and then Kevin Owens hit a stunner on Sammy. Big E hit a big ending on Sammy and Kevin Owens. Went to hit one on Apollo, but he got out the way, so he stands tall. So yeah, it's kind of cut and paste, but it is what it is. I'm not mad at it. I like that they're doing these matches. Like, so backstage, Apollo was like, "Yeah, what are you gonna do about this?" Like, they just interrupt me. He was like, "Yeah, I'm just thinking about which one I'm gonna make them face you." He was like, "You're gonna reward them with a match," and then he was talking to Sonya. Sonya was like, "Hey, you better be careful, or he might make you face all three of them." And then he was like, Pierce was like, "Hey, that was a good idea. Sonya be out here with the good ideas. Next week, you're gonna face him in a fatal 4-way for the Intercontinental Championship." And then she told her to tell everybody else that that fatal 4-way was happening, because I guess nobody watches the show. Yeah, I liked it. I did like it. I like that they're doing these big matches like they did with the tag team titles. They're not using the pay-per-view. They're using it, to keep the ratings, to keep up. It's like, oh, Intercontinental Championship. Will he retain, or what will happen? That's all good stuff. Because the card, there's like 6 matches on the card, and just like they didn't have the women's tag team titles on the card for it, to do it. I'm glad they're just building it up. Speaking of the women's tag team championship match, new tag team champions, yas. I'm very happy for Tamina. She's been in WWE for 11 years, I think they said, and man, she busted her butt, man. She never gave up, and she put on probably one of her best matches in WWE. She's been with the Usos a lot. They came in together with the Usos, and I think it was just the icing on the cake for her to not only win the titles, but pin Nia Jax, who's, I think they're cousins. Yeah, they're all in the cousin family. To pin her cousin to get that win, I think it's very cool and selfless of Nia to be like, man, if I don't put my cousin over, she deserves this. Have her pin me. That's exactly what they did. Reginald tried to get involved a couple of times, and it didn't work out. Second time, he's like, "You're out of here!" Like, literally, the minute the bell rang, Reginald tried to get involved, and the second time, he was like, "You're out of there." And the champions got the upper hand on Natalia. They were slamming her through like the barricade, taking her out, and then Tamina gets in, and then she gets a nice hot baby face tag thing. Natty takes out Shayna Baszler, German through the outside, and then she tries to get Nia. Nia gets her, and then does a Samoan drop, and then as she lays there, Tamina, boom, big splash for the 1-2-3. Interview for her at Natalia pretty much first said, "Hey, this is for all those, this is what hard work. This is hard work. Something deserved for somebody who's been busting their butt for all these years." And she said she was proud of Tamina. And Tamina, said that Natty was the one that believed in her. Thanked the WWE Universe and all that stuff. It was really emotional. I kind of teared up a little bit. I was like, Tamina, yes, girl. Very happy for her. I'm so glad she won. Nobody meaner than Tamina. New SmackDown and Raw WWE Tag Team Champions for the women's. Good for her. And I also like that this would give time for Shayna and Nia to split apart. I don't think that they really need them anymore. They carried the titles for as long as they needed to. Now they have their they have their feud. They do whatever they do with it, and then you keep Shayna on Raw. You put Nia on SmackDown, and then you have Shayna be in that mix with Charlotte, Asuka, and Rhea, and then you have Nia on SmackDown with Bayley, Sasha, and Bianca Belair, and it's all great for everybody. And Carmella's also over there, so thumbs up for everybody. Because Shayna Baszler is the best, and she deserves to be champion. So yeah, that's great stuff. I'm so happy for her. After that, tag team. Well, not tag team title. Well, let's go to the Aleister Black. So Aleister Black is in his. He's not in the room. He's telling another story, the story of life, pretty much about what his father had taught him. Just these lessons. And there's also a rumor saying that he might be going to Raw because Raw needs a shakeup because there's no top baby faces because Drew's the only one, and Randy Orton and AJ Styles are in the tag division, and so is Matt Riddle, and Keith Lee is not on TV. Braun Strowman, he's just there. He's Braun Strowman. He does what he does. So they probably need more baby faces. So they're pushing Damian Priest and Aleister Black to add to the Raw division, which is great because I think, especially with the dominance of the Intercontinental Championship, and the definitely the Universal Championship with Roman. Everything that Roman does on SmackDown, he takes up all of that, like the majority of that story. And then you got, time for like your women's stuff and your IC title. And they just got Baron Corbin and Shinsuke Nakamura. So I think that's good for them right now. So I think it'll be perfectly good, especially since I don't think Aleister Black is going to be feuded with Roman Reigns, to get on a bigger, grander scale for Aleister Black to move to Raw. So that'd be great stuff. But yeah, he just pretty much, as he does, talks about what his father taught him. He said he could teach us, but we don't deserve it, which is fair. So then after that, Rey Mysterio had a match with Dolph Ziggler. Obviously last week he had his match with Dom, and then of course he was like, I wasn't ready. Rey Mysterio tried some 619s, wasn't working. Some zigzags, some super kicks, and all the good stuff. Dolph Ziggler got reversed into a pin for Rey Mysterio to get the win. Mysterios are just out here winning things, and then pretty much they said that they don't deserve to be in the. Well, Dom doesn't deserve to be in it, and they're gonna show them backstage that at WrestleMania Backlash that they're gonna win and stuff like that. And then before I get to the main event, there was a little segment with Bianca Belair and Bayley. This is so weird because the promo itself was fine, but I don't know why Bayley's doing this weird laugh thing every time that she talks. I know she's like overconfident, but it's like, she beat Bailey already and then won at WrestleMania. So I don't know. It's like I don't really get it. But yeah, Bianca is about to do an interview and she talks about Bailey because Cole mentioned her and just talk about what happened last week. And she was like, where is Bailey, by the way? And then she's via satellite somewhere. And she wants to show her what her whip do, what her hair do. Her hair do? See what I did there? And she's like, no, I'm pretty good over here. And she kept saying that she's the toughest, roughest, and going to beat her up and stuff like that. And she just laughs at her like crazy. And she's like, oh, I understand. I know what it is. I'm about to hurt your feelings. You just mad because you was at WrestleMania and you got beat up by the Bella Twins. Well, I headlined WrestleMania and became champion. And then this is where it finally got serious. Bailey was like, hey, yeah, no. I mean, you remind me of young me, you know, with the little ponytail, all brash and all happy. And like, I'm the champ. It's like, hey, I respect it. You remind me of me, but hey, take it from me. That don't work out like it is. And I'm going to be the one. She just pretty much said she was going to be the one who makes sure that she has her one and final title reign at WrestleMania Backlash. It's not going to happen, but this match is going to be very good, and I'm going to be happy about it. I kind of wish that this was, again, in segment. I wish that their promo was fine. I wish the laughing would stop. I wish it was like the way the series that she got after the Bella Twins part. I wish that right there is where, you know, she's been serious the whole time. But decent stuff from there. I loved it. And then, of course, obviously, main event, Roman, Jey Uso comes out first, pretty much says that he has family stuff that they got to talk about. Roman comes out and says, yeah, we got some stuff to talk about. He first mentioned Cesaro, pretty much was like, yeah, I like Cesaro. You know, I respect Cesaro as a backstage person backstage. I like him as a wrestler. He's like, but I transcend wrestling. He's like, I'm bigger. I'm more important. And he pretty much was like, hey, how many times has Cesaro been in the title picture? Paul Heyman was like 0. It was like, exactly. It's like, me, how many times have I been there? He was like 39. He was like, exactly. He was like, moving on, and he went to Jimmy Uso. Pretty much said, he wanted him to come out, and then Jim comes out. Pretty much said. His shirt said no one's bitch or something like that, which was hilarious. And then Jimmy starts talking to Roman, you know, about, you know, Jay carrying the load and stuff like that. And then Roman pretty much was like, man, you think it's easy? He's like, hey, what if I just give you think you could be Cesaro? Why? You don't think I could be Cesaro? Why I just give you the Universal Championship right now? Why don't you just defend the Universal Championship against Cesaro, which was all hilarious. So he pretty much asked him if he thought he could beat him. Jimmy said no. He was like, hey, what happens? And then like the whole time what I liked was Roman was like pretty much laughing him off. And it's almost like Roman doesn't like the fact that people want to take his title from him and be the tribal chief and be the head of the table, because Daniel Bryan did that during his promo. He's like, hey, I take the title from you. That means that I'm the tribal chief. I'm the head of the table. Alpha Sika, they love me. And then Roman would get so furious. Same thing happened here. It was like, hey, what happens if Jay and I become tag team champions and you lose your Universal Champion? Would that now make us the head of the table? I kind of like this. They kind of panned to Jay a little bit. He was like, wouldn't that make us the head of the table and you? And then Jay kind of a little bit was like, yeah, kind of, yeah. I think he's on to something. And then that's when Roman gets. It was like, hey, you think you could be head of the table? He's yelling at him. You think you could be head of the table? You think that? And and then after that, he gave him this show. He was like, oh, so you think you could beat Cesaro? He was like, okay, how about you face Cesaro tonight, not with my title on the line? How about you just face him? And then he calls out Cesaro. Cesaro says yes. It's after he beats his cousin. He's going to beat him for the Universal Championship. And then he went backstage. He pretty much was Thomas the Tank Engine when he was growing up. He was talking about everything that happened. He thought he could. And at the end of the backlash, he said he won't think he'll know that he'll walk out Universal Champion. good nice moment for him. And then Jimmy Uso pretty much said that he was gonna win, and Jay has been carrying Roman's bags forever. And they had the match. The match was good stuff. This was all fantastic. I loved everything about it until the end, which obviously had to happen because everybody has to look strong. But yeah, man, Jimmy Uso's out here. Main event Jim event Uso. He's out. He was out here. He killed it. But Cesaro did like a flip thing on Jimmy, and then he was about to hit him with some uppercuts, and then Roman came out, beat him up. Caused the disqualification for Cesaro to win, and then Jimmy and Roman just arguing back and forth. Like, dude, what are you doing? I had it. It's like, man, you just always, everything is always about you. It's like, not this time. Everything is not about you. And then Roman was like, hey, just fall in line. Universal Champion. Just fall in line. And then after that, they turned around, and then Jay Uso was getting beat up, and Roman follows. And he starts to beat up Cesaro. And he's like, hey, get in here, fall in line, let's beat him up together. Let's all beat him up together. Cesaro gets the upper hand. Again, like last week, Roman tells him to fall in line. Jimmy's like, I'm not about that. I don't like you like that. Jay tells him, like, come on, just help out. And then when Jay gets, attacked, then Jimmy comes in for his little brother. He gets super kicked. And then he goes after Roman, but Jay stops it. Then Jay gets beat up. Boom, neutralizer. He's like, hey, come get you something. And then Roman's like, no, I don't want none of that. And then he hits another one. And, yeah, that was the SmackDown. Cesaro, again, going strong. Oh, man, I want him to win so bad. He's not going to win, but I'm going to cry tears of sadness when he loses. So this is something interesting that that I had that involved them. Jimmy's whole thing is he wants to come back with his brother, be the most dominant tag team champions, to run the tag team division, which they'll probably do at SummerSlam or near SummerSlam or whatever like that. It's been a foregone conclusion that the Mysterios are going to win those tag team titles from Dolphin, Rude, because their whole thing is first father son tag team champions in WWE. I don't know if there's been any other ones, but they've been saying in WWE or in SmackDown history or something like that. So they've been winning a lot. I think they've won all their matches for a while, including tonight. And I was wondering, like, if there would be like a thing where just this, at Backlash, the Mysterios lose. They've been losing the roll-ups. So I wonder if there would be a thing if they lose. Dolph Ziggler or Bobby Roode get the roll-up on one of them. Like Dolph Ziggler gets the roll-up on Dominic because he's inexperienced and stuff like that. It's close. They gave it the try and stuff like that. And obviously Roman wins because Roman's Roman. He should keep the title forever and ever. And maybe he loses. I don't know. But what happens, say, let's just pretend Roman wins. Cesaro wins by disqualification or counter or something like that. And they do a rematch, at, I think Money in the Bank is the next one. So say the Usos, get in the tag title picture. Say, it was like, okay, so you think you guys, you think you want to be tag team champions, you want to do it, you want to be dominant and stuff. It was like, okay, how about you get yourself in the tag team title hunt, and then if that happens, then maybe I'll let you do you. But if you lose, fall in line. Something like that happens. So maybe Jim, tries to be the babyface and stuff like that, while Jay tries to be the heel. Jim's the babyface, Jay's the heel. They do a triple threat match: the Usos, the Mysterios, and the Dirty Dogs. Say the Usos are about to win, something happens, and then luck has it, the Mysterios gets a sneak one up on the Dirty Dogs. The Usos do all the work. Dirty Dogs gets pinned. Mysterios new tag team champions. What if that will, turn Jimmy heel? He was like, oh, dang, we supposed to have it, but then we don't because, they pulled the fast one on us. And then that would turn Jim heel to join them. and then the Mysterios have tag team match with the Usos at SummerSlam. Usos tag team champions. Boom. So that would give the Dirty Dogs their win, and then maybe they'll do a rematch before SummerSlam or something like that, where they retain it, where they have that retention, that 2-on-2, whatever like that, and then the Usos come, they join, then they join forces, heels, and then they get the tag team titles. Play spoiler to them to get the 7th, I think, tag team titles, and then they feud with Street Profits, because yes, Street Profits versus Usos. But anyways, that was SmackDown. I thought, from what I saw, it was fantastic, good stuff. That good way to hype me up. Oh my god, I want Cesaro to win. He's not gonna win. I'm gonna cry. But yeah, I think Dirty Dogs are gonna win. I think Roman's gonna win. I think Bobby Lashley is gonna retain because he's great. That's 3. What else is on the? What else is on the card? Rhea Ripley, she's winning, of course, because she's great. Charlotte's gonna do a thing with Alexa Bliss and Lily. United States title? No U.S. title, no IC title. Tag titles. No Raw tag titles. What other matches? Yeah. The Dirty Dogs, Roman, Bobby Lashley, or Cesaro by disqualification, whatever. Bobby Lashley, Rhea Ripley, and somebody. Who else is on the card? I don't remember. Somebody else. There's one other match, and I don't remember what it is. I don't remember. There's one other feud. There's a feud that I'm forgetting, and I don't remember it. Let's see. Is it SmackDown? Who's important on these shows? There's nothing with the U.S. title. Nothing with the IC title. I don't know. I don't remember. Oh, maybe I can look it up real quick. WrestleMania Backlash. Boom. I'm blanking. It's crazy. Matches. Oh, Bianca. Oh, I'm bugging. I'm bugging. People are like, duh. You were just talking about it. Yeah, Bianca Belair's one. So yeah, I don't think any titles are changing hands. If there was any title to change hands, Universal Championship. Universal Championship. I'm sending it to the world. Universal Champion Cesaro. Please. Okay, that's it. Thank you for listening to me talk. What did you guys think? Did you like SmackDown? Do you think that Cesaro's going to win? He should win. If he's not, I'm going to cry myself to sleep at night. What do you guys think? What's going to be your most anticipated match? What match are you going to look forward the most to? Let me know in the comments below. Like, comment, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. I'll see you guys in the next one. I'm out.